The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, this is a mass of floating debris in the Pacific. It is actually twice the size of Texas, and that's despite repeated efforts to clean it up, including one launched a few years ago from the Bay Area.
Now, a new report shows it's so large and permanent that it's now harboring its own ecosystem. Typically, coastal sea creatures are now living on the plastic in the open ocean. Joining us now to talk more about this is one of the lead scientists who worked on the report, and just in time for Earth Day, Dr. Jim Carlton. Doctor, thanks for joining us. So what kind of sea life is living on this plastic? My understanding is much of this plastic is actually below the surface, that you can't really see it on the surface. So what's living there?
Good evening. Yes, actually, it's pretty much on the surface. It's floating right near the surface, and if you take a boat out there, you can see it floating around. What we're seeing on that debris, on that plastic, that new permanent home, are things like sea anemones and a wide variety of species that we previously thought were restricted just to the coastline, just to the shore.
So, Doctor, I was rather chilling to hear the word permanent. What does that mean exactly, and why are the efforts to clean it up just not going anywhere?
Yeah, we think that what's happened here is that because we've created a plastic sea, as it were, we've created a permanent new home. This material is not biodegradable, not like old rafting with trees and so on. So they have a permanent home that the species that we thought couldn't live out there, apparently they simply didn't have a place to live until we introduced that new habitat to them. The problem with the challenge with the cleanup is that while we're cleaning up, and we certainly think that's a great idea, is that plastic continues to come in even greater amounts all the time.
The animals that live out there, is this a good sign for, the Mother Nature trying to adapt, or is it I mean, obviously it's bad to have the garbage out there, but I'm just trying to see if there's a positive, the fact that life is somehow coexisting with this big mess that we've put out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't see a good sign here, because the species that have colonized that plastic are in fact good invaders. And so what we've done is we've created a vast new habitat for species that have a very strong invasive potential to be invasive species. And of course, those rafts don't necessarily stay there. They leave the garbage patch with storms and can now spread out across to new homes on the continental shores around the Pacific. So it's really creating a whole new hub of invasive species, which of course we'd rather not see.
So aside from those little creatures hanging in there and reproducing, we do keep hearing this problem's getting bigger by the minute, according to one part of the report. So what are some of the larger consequences to other sea creatures?
Yeah, this we don't know. Having just discovered that there are coastal species living in the open ocean, with some of the native open ocean species that are out there, that's the next big step. What's going on? What are these coastal species doing to compete with the native species that were already out there? What does it mean for the whole ecosystem? This is a pressing question, and we also want to know if it's going on in the North Pacific Ocean. Is it going on in other oceans as well?
What is the potential harm from these invasive sea creatures coming to the west coast of North America and California?
Yeah, we've seen a long legacy, unfortunately, of non-native species arriving from around the world onto our coast, California, San Francisco Bay in particular, with a lot of economic impacts, environmental impacts, displacing and replacing native species. And for all those that have already arrived, of course, we'd rather not have more new invaders whose impact is often very hard to predict. It's the economic issues that we're worried about. It's modifying the recreational value of the environment. Lots of things that we're concerned about with changing the natural environment.
Doctor, what can we do? I know the UN is trying to create the world's first plastic pollution treaty. Treaty that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence that things will automatically change. What can we do?
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to what we've known about in the environmental movement for a long time, which is to make sure that we personally don't add plastic to the oceans, that when we go to the beaches, when we're on a boat, we don't put plastic in the sea, we don't leave plastic on the shores. The amount of plastic going into the ocean, unfortunately, seems to be increasing all the time. As much as we try to remove it, So a lot of it comes down to making sure that no one individual really contributes to that. And of course, when we go to the beach on a July 4th day, we do have a tendency to leave a lot of garbage there.
All right, Dr. Carlton, thanks for your insight, and certainly top of mind as we get into the Earth Day weekend, people thinking about doing what we can to try to save the planet we live on, and certainly we have a lot of work to do. Again, thanks for your time.
Pleased to be